Greetings on the all. My name is Nathan, and right now I'd like to give an opinion upon free speech. Looking at current headlines, one could see this and that and those. You might feel overwhelmed at first, right? Well, don't be. For this is the product of democracy. You can have all the news and information you would ever desire. Thanks to free speech, we have access to all the information and knowledge you will ever desire. But first, what is freedom of speech? Freedom of speech refers to the right that guarantees your ability to say something, whatever it is, whatever you want, without fear of reprisals or retrieve any information you desire. Self-explanatory. Yet, did you know that some countries in the modern world has not allowed its people this simple rights of free speech? For as the devil feared the righteous, the tyrants feared the truth. They knew something that might occur if one could express their own ideals. Take a look at North Korea, for example. They barely have any form of free speech there. And look at the Kim dynasty that has endured the test of time for more than 70 years now. If you want to be a dictator, then follow their examples. Restrict free speech and make sure that the people knows only what you want them to know. And through that, the Kim dynasty has not fallen. Now, then what will happen if a flow of information that is true strikes their country? Tyranny comes from ignorance, and knowledge is the only thing that sets free a nation and destroys tyrannies. And what better way to keep the populace ignorant than by restricting information flow? Propaganda is a key in fooling all sorts of people. Yet, what does one make sure a propaganda does not get contested? The answer is simple. Remove all of the other sources of information in the country, thereby restrict free speech. For fire does not burn if there is no beginning spark. For spark is a fire that results in a larger and bigger flame, a burning, passionate one. If one person were to start that spark, a new revolution could begin. And through this, the people will stand free against the test of time. Now, you get the idea. For free speech results in enlightenment of the people. And through this, one could know whether a person is saying a truth or a lie. And through this, dictators and tyrants will not rise once more. Another side product of free speech is the advancement of new ideals. And you know that the scientific revolution did not come that easily in the past. At first, it was so brutally repressed in Europe. It took rebellions against the authorities by a very few people who discovered new things, new prudent and intellectuals, in order to kickstart this new revolution. But think for a second. And what if these intellectuals with their new ideals were not so brutally repressed that they were called a heretic and burned at the stake? That's right. There will be progress. One could argue that free speech can be weaponized to hurt others, to discriminate. So let us assume that people are not allowed to talk about discriminatory things. How can we know their points? And most importantly, how do we know their mindset? They are allowed to speak their thoughts. We can utilize the same rights that they are using to counter their points and possibly change their mindset, thereby securing a permanent reduction in the people who hate. Would you rather have their mind change forever? Or do you want their hate to grow and be passed down onto their children? A temporary peace at the cost of a permanent discrimination, or a can't hurt, but the true joy for our next generations. I'd like to give this point. No. For the right of the individual is valued in a democracy as an individual and really a mass and move an entire nation, even the world. I'd like to give my gratitude on the listening to this, and thank you. Have a nice day and goodbye.